There's a moment in life that nobody warns you about. It doesn't arrive with noise. It doesn't announce itself. It comes quietly, in the middle of an ordinary day, or late at night when everything around you is still. You're alone, and in that silence you look inward, and you don't quite recognize who's there. Not because something is wrong with you, but because for the first time in a long time, you're actually looking. That moment is frightening. But it is also the beginning of something that will change everything. For years, you've been building a version of yourself, not on purpose, not with a plan. You learned what made people approve of you, what kind of answer got a nod in a room, which parts of yourself were safe to show, and which were better kept hidden. And so you adapted. Your words, your reactions, your opinions, even what you said you wanted from life, all of it, slowly, invisibly, shaped to fit. And for a while it worked. But there comes a point where that version starts to feel tight, like wearing something that fit perfectly once, and now you can't quite breathe inside it. You start noticing small things, a conversation where you agreed with something you didn't believe, a decision you made because it was expected, not because it was yours, and underneath all of that, something quieter, something that has been waiting. Discovering who you are is not beautiful at first. Nobody is honest about that part. People talk about self-discovery like it's peaceful, like it's soft realizations and gentle mornings. Sometimes it is, but more often it's closer to surgery. You start seeing patterns you kept calling bad luck, fears you dressed up as preferences so you wouldn't have to face them, ways you've been quietly abandoning yourself to keep the peace, and it hurts, not the dramatic kind of hurt, the quiet kind, the kind that sits with you before you check your phone in the morning. But underneath that pain, if you stay with it long enough, there is something else. A strange clarity, like fog lifting, like seeing a room you've lived in your whole life, but now the lights are finally on. And then, slowly, something begins to emerge. A morning where you notice what you actually want, not what you're supposed to want. A moment of genuine joy that doesn't need an audience. A boundary you didn't know you had until someone crossed it and something in you said, no, not this. These moments are small, but they are entirely yours, not shaped by approval or fear or habit. Just you, meeting yourself, maybe for the first time in years. And it doesn't feel like discovery. It feels like recognition, like finding something lost so long ago you had stopped looking, and holding it again and thinking, oh, there you are. I want to tell you something about the loneliness that comes with this, because it will come, not because you'll be abandoned, but because when you start changing from the inside, the space you occupy shifts. You stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. You stop showing up as the version of you that was easier to be around. And some people won't understand that. But something else happens too. You start finding people who know the actual you, and those connections feel different, quieter maybe, but real in a way the others never quite were. And more than anything, you start finding yourself. That voice that got quieter over the years, you start hearing it again. And when that voice becomes your company, loneliness changes its name. There is a specific beauty in knowing who you are, not the beauty of certainty, not having everything figured out, but the beauty of no longer being afraid of the question, of making choices from a place that is yours, not from fear, not from habit, not from who someone else needed you to be. This process never ends. You keep changing. You keep uncovering layers that needed more time before they were ready to be seen, and every layer you find is one less layer of distance between you and yourself. Until one day, not dramatically and not all at once, you realize the person you've been looking for was never someone else. They were always here, waiting for you to stop long enough to notice. If this video found you today, maybe you're already somewhere in this process. Either way, you don't need to rush it. Just keep going. One honest moment at a time.